There it is.
There it is.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, there it is. Funny thing is, still a little on the thrash-tastic side. There's a lot of thrash metal going on today on this episode. Still keeping it thrashy, you know.
Yep.
But what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Metal Maniacs Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Ingersoll, and I'm here with the Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades. It's your boy, Modd. What's good, Jay?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, living the dream, they say.
Yeah? No sleep last night?
Yeah, living the dream because I couldn't last night.
Because you're dreaming now.
Yeah. This is what I get. Yeah, just one of them days, man. Couldn't do it. Like, I was comfortable. I rested. I didn't sleep for shit last night. That sucks.
When you don't get into that REM or that deep and you just don't get that refreshing feeling in the morning that you're just feeling ready to go, you're just like
I just kept peeking at the blinds to see if the sun was coming through yet. That's like I could try. I could still try.
So yeah, I've been feeling a little tired the last 2 days because we played at Mulligan's on Thursday with Heartsick.
Yep, cool.
And I love playing out, but when it comes to 9 o'clock, plus I worked that day, so I was up at 5. So we played and the show ran late, so we didn't even get on till like 10:15 almost. And that was the time we were supposed to be done.
Huh.
So everything kind of got pushed back. But it was a cool show. It wasn't packed, but it was a Thursday. But there was quite a few people there. Got to hug and talk to Mike Miller.
Yeah,
from drummer Vestigial.
Yep.
Because he does Heartsick's merch. So
yep.
it was cool. We got a good conversation with him. Ross Morgan was there.
Oh, that's cool.
Hung out with him and a couple other people that he knew were there.
Nice.
And then that Metz Fire band that used to be the Orphan, they played. And then my stepsister, Chrissy, I don't know if you ever met her, but she was married to Brent.
Yeah.
And he was there actually too, which was kind of cool. So it was like there was a bunch of people there that I knew. So it was like kind of a hangout, bro down. We played really well, so that's always fun.
That's cool. That's good. Did you have to work the next morning?
No,
because it was a Thursday.
I took Friday off.
Okay, all right, smart.
Which was nice because then I kind of got up when I wanted to, and I actually got a lot accomplished Friday. So
that's good.
But yeah, that was cool. It was a fun show. But just staying up that late, and then by the time the next afternoon comes around, because I'm still awake. Because I wake up so early all the time, I'm still awake.
Right.
At 8 o'clock. So just because I went to bed at 2, now I'm awake at 8 and I can't go back to sleep, and then I'm just dragging all day, just like zombie land, you know? It's like
we went out and did trunk or treating on Thursday, I believe, and it was like a 2-hour line to get to the first like trunk or treat station. Just crawling, and my kid's over it by the time, just 2 hours, and it wasn't cold out, maybe barely chilly, brisk, whatever. We were fine. I don't think the cold air was a problem, but you're just standing there forever. And then you do the trunk or treat thing, and it's just like up the row and then back down the row. That was it. They didn't have a whole lot of trunks to trick or treat from, and everybody I felt like was stingy with the candy, like they're saving it for Halloween. So it's one piece. And I'm like, you have a million pieces. We're like basically the end of the road here. Like we arrived. It started at 6. We arrived at like 6:20, and it just took forever and ever. And then then when you finally do the thing, it's like a half an hour more. But yeah, you're just standing outside forever. And I felt like that was enough for me to be tired all weekend. Yeah. God damn it.
That's amazing.
Just standing outside waiting for candy. And I didn't get anything. The parents don't get nothing.
You're like, I could have just took you to Wesco and you
really
would have been straight. And that would have took like 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah. And it was just like, she was just hanging out with mom and dad. I don't think she really recognized any kids like before we'd done it with other kids or whatever, met up with other families. But this year was just mom and dad and her. And she maybe saw some other kids, but I don't think they recognized her because everybody's in their costumes, right? So she was just kind of like, she was having fun when she was in it, but man, the 2 hours that or maybe I'm overestimating, but it was like literally like 2 hours all said and done. So maybe 45 in one way and 45 through the thing, but yeah, it was forever long, and tired for it.
So speaking of lines, so today we do have a reaction episode for you guys.
Yes.
And I know we kind of shoot the shit a little bit before we get into these episodes because sometimes they only clocking into about an hour.
Right.
I'm excited about some of the songs we're getting into this. But speaking of lines, I just want to talk about this real quick before we get into this. So we went to the Haunted Acres.
Yeah, we did.
So we talked about, Michael maybe coming back on the show to review it.
Sure.
But I feel like for promotional standpoint, it might be good just to kind of push that out and do it when the season comes around next year.
Also makes sense.
Because it's not really going to benefit him now if we talk about it, because no one's even going to be thinking about Halloween. They're already thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas now. You know?
Yep.
So maybe next year we'll tie that in with an added review. But right now, we did go out to the Haunted Acres. Go check out that episode if you haven't seen it yet.
Yep.
Our friend Michael Glover, he hosts like a haunted cornfield.
Yeah.
There were some other things there.
Pallet maze, other stuff, yeah.
It didn't help that it was one of the warmest October nights we've had in years, probably.
Yeah, it was nice out.
So we went. We had to wait a super long time.
Yes, we did.
So we'll learn next time. We'll get there way early.
Yep.
That's if there is a next time for you, because I know that was kind of...
If my heart can take it. I mean, I tanked all of them scares, dude. I was up front.
You did man up and get to the front of the line. It was almost like a bummer for me because I just watched you get scared the whole time.
Well, bro, I even got scared at one that came up from behind us because... this is one of the few that they had a chance to get you first, and it was like a chainsaw started up from behind, and I took off like a shot from that too. So even the ones that came from the side or behind, I jumped out of my skin over. But they did it really well. That was fun. Like, a good innocent scare. Like I knew it was coming, so I could kind of brace, but everyone got me. So
I told you we went to that Witches of Salem, and we had talked about it on the show. Well, before I went to that, I never was at a haunted house or anything ever in my life, so I didn't really know what to expect. I was like, what is an actual haunted house? But that's all it really is just a bunch of jump scares, basically.
Yeah. Like, I mean, for that variety, I'm sure, I mean, there's other things that, like, Michael was saying, like, there's terror haunts, and they can touch you, and you have to sign waivers for that, too, and... I'm definitely not doing anything like that or getting into the weeds with the scary things. Like, I don't need to be, like, scared half to death. Like, just boo is fine for me. I got to warn my kid and my wife at the house, like, hey, be careful coming around the corner. Don't scare me. Like, it's, it's a problem for me. Like, but yeah, that was a super good time. Long line. We got there at doors thinking, we'll be like one of the first ones. Nope.
Yeah.
You get there at doors, you're standing in line for an hour, like, at least.
Did you see his post about how 600 people went that night, too?
I didn't see that, no.
Oh, we did talk about it, I think, on that Sunday before we did. You and I talked about it off. I think I had mentioned it. But anyway, that's cool for him.
Yeah. No, yeah,
like,
good
it's cool
business.
To see. Yeah, good business for him. It seemed like everybody else was screaming, have a good time, and that's what it was about. So I recommend you guys go check that out. We will probably have him back on the show again. We'll see what by the time next year rolls around,
For sure.
And that will line up a little better as far as, like, promotion, because... And we have them on now, then it's kind of like you're not going to be able. You're going to wait a whole year, So.
Yeah, no. Shout out to the woman in the fields who was screaming every minute. Like, so I was like, I could hear screams all throughout, but it was now looking back at it in hindsight, I was like, she had to do that like every minute because I think it's like a 2-minute space between every minute, every 2 minutes, whatever. But yeah, like it was an on point scream for something that goes from 8 to 11, I think. So 3 hours of screaming every other minute, like a blood-curdling scream in your face, and she was in my face too. I couldn't even look. I was just like, I was just like, please no. I like the ones that were like, and I don't want to spoil too much, but like the ones that were like, you come around the corner and they're there. Like they're not coming out of the corn to scare you. They're like right there, and I was just like, oh, turn around, go back. I don't even like the one guy was hanging on something suspending him so he could just like drape over that. He had to like limbo under the guy. I was like, oh, but yeah, super fun. I still laugh thinking about it.
Yeah, it was a great time. I liked it. I kind of knew what to expect because it's just all jump scares, so I was kind of prepared for that. But yeah, what a good time that was. I'm hoping next, because I'm going to go again, but I'm hoping I can explore a little more because we only got to do, by the time we waited in line forever and waited in line again to get into the haunted or the corn maze.
Yeah.
It was basically time to go. Yeah. So next time I'll get there early. But
yeah, they were wrapping up by the time we came out of the corn maze.
Yeah. And there was other things that I would like to check out. So, all right, with that being said, are you ready to jump into this reaction episode, my brother?
Yeah, some of these bands been in the queue in their own line for a while now, so we're just getting to them. We get to them when we get to them, right? Like, so we may have been, I don't know how long we've been sitting on some of these songs. We've had a bank for a while. We're going to need another bankroll soon. So if you're listening now and you're in a band and you want us to react to something, even if we've already reacted to your band, I'm sure just send us another one, or especially if you're queuing up a new release anytime soon. But yeah, we've got some bands today to listen to.
Yeah, so this first band, definitely familiar with these guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you are a band, don't get frustrated that we haven't gone over your stuff right away. We do usually get a ton of submissions, and we only do 6 per episode. We do 1 episode, basically these a month. That's kind of our rollout because we're doing so many other interviews and topic episodes. We're not only doing reaction episodes, so you're only doing 12 a year, tops maybe, for now.
Yeah.
So until maybe that opens up down the road, but right now you're only getting 12 a year, so that's one a month. That's why you guys are waiting a little bit. But we do appreciate your send-ins. We've enjoyed so much cool music, discovered some awesome bands off of these reaction episodes,
for sure.
And this is one of my favorite things to do. Watch how you react to some of these bands, and some of these bands too. We talk about when the cameras are off and the show's over. We're like, that band was badass, dude. Like, so you never.
Yeah, for sure. Some of them, they stick out on my social media feed because I'm like earmarking them for shows that might come around. I'm like, okay, I remember that one. That was awesome. So I just keep an eye out for them. So it's a good way for me to keep an eye on potential shows that I may be able to go out to. So,
and for me, it's also a good bridge between deciding if I want to see if we can reach out and have some of these bands on the show. Yeah. So we got Annex Void, they're coming up.
Sweet.
On
Can't
the show.
wait. Yeah, that was dope.
I reached out to them and we discovered them through this, and we thought we really dug their stuff and thought they were interesting. So we got them, coming through or whatever. So
especially if they're near enough. Otherwise, a Zoom call is always in the cards for us. Exactly. We've done that. We're for that.
So we're going to get into this first band. This first band is Fermented Plague.
Yeah.
So Fermented Plague, our buddy Caesar, man, got nothing but love for Caesar. I'll tell you that. He's always out at the shows, man. He comes out, supports local metal. He's out at all the shows. He's going to everywhere. He's been playing music forever and Oddity, and he's been around the scene since as long as we've been around the scene, right?
And longer.
Yeah,
probably.
So he sings and plays guitar in this band. He has a drummer, and his son actually plays bass in the band. So they're a 3-piece out of Muskegon.
Yep.
And if you go to their Facebook page, it says death thrash metal with an old school touch and more. So that was basically the explanation, which tracks. And they sent me a YouTube link, so let's just see how this pans out real quick. Are you ready?
Yeah, I got it queued up. Let me know when you hit it.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Here you go.
right.
All righty. All right, brother.
Pretty
I'll
cool.
just let you go first on these.
So yeah, like Rambo with the right hand machine gun, it's chugging the whole time. Yeah, that was pretty cool, man. Couple of good things I want to speak to on it. They definitely had the callbacks, so that's good. So that I'm gonna have that riff just chugging through my head all day. So that's cool. Some of the vocals in there, like brought me back to like Leprosy, like old school Death. I could just hear like just a hint of Chuck in there, like that old school variety. So it was the thrash, brutal death metal kind of, straightforward, track that they pretty much let you know in the description what you're getting, thrash death metal. But I loved the topic too. Like I didn't catch all of the lyrics, but you could hear him in there talking about working yourself to death with the slave wages. So pretty cool. Everybody can relate to that. Cool artwork out on the video. A lot of attack on that bass. It was in there. I could hear it.
She was
that's good.
rattling.
Yep. And had some drop tuning in there. It was like
7-string.
pretty low,
sure,
pretty
yeah.
low, pretty cool. Caesar doing the work with the kid, and I appreciate it, man. Super fun. So Anxiety looks like the name of the release.
Yep. Anxiety is the name of the record. The song we just listened to was Enslaved Wages, which I didn't say before the song, but
and then some help on the vocals too. Definitely like a dual vocal thing going on there.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool too.
Okay. So I'll start here with vocals.
Okay.
I love the diversity of the vocals.
Yeah. They did a lot of things. It was good.
There was that chant part, and they say man in it, almost reminded me of Anthrax, I'm the Man, when they say, like, that part in there sounded like that. It was like the chant vocal. He was like, I'm a man, or something. So
supply and demand.
Yeah. So that was cool. The writing of the vocals was really cool as far as having repeating parts and stuff that you can hang on to. So that ties in also with good songwriting. You hear all the callbacks. You heard when he kind of played that backbeat on the China, they came back to that in a different way, but it was still there at the end of the song.
Right.
Obviously, the chug 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 riff, the triplet orama in there. That really stuck out. Drums were good, nice and solid as far as the guitar tone and everything. Yeah, definitely could tell it was a low tune, probably 7-stringer in there.
Yep.
Bass, like you said, it was rattling. It was there. You could hear it. So as far as the mix goes, everything was there. Production, I know this is pretty much their first effort, and they'll probably make leaps and bounds when it comes to, because I think this was a DIY effort, if I'm not mistaken, because I've seen a lot of recordings of him recording stuff. So it sounds really good for a DIY thing.
Mm-hmm.
Artwork, really cool.
Love it.
Yeah, like the Anxiety artwork for Fermented Plague, the album, really badass. So all in all, for me, that's a thumbs up. Definitely like the Fermented Plague.
Yep. And
very Sepultura, old school Sepultura, and a punk sensibility about it. There was a punk rock.
I think it was the drum beat.
And a little bit of that vocal, that's the clean vocal in there, not just the chant part that they did, but also more towards the end when he was kind of doing that speaking stuff.
Yeah.
That's a very punk derivative to me, kind of speaking my message at the end of the song type thing,
Yeah, I love that little like overlaid vocal speaking part at the end there, just talking about overtime and working yourself to death and
Jesus Christ, don't know.
Yeah. Giving everybody that anxiety.
That Sunday afternoon anxiety. Thanks for that.
Great.
So, Fermented Plague, make sure you go check those guys out. You can follow them on Facebook. You can also reach out to them at fermentedplague, one word, @gmail.com if you want to book them or, check more of their music out.
Yeah.
And all the links will be in the descriptions as always. So thank you, Fermented Plague, for sending that in. Caesar and the fellas, appreciate it. I'm sure we'll cross paths sooner than later.
For sure.
Here. So I always thought they might be a cool one to have on the band or have on the show, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like to see some of these bands that are only starting out, though.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if they're not going to be banned in 2 months.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of hard to, want to dedicate. Like, I kind of see if the band's going to be together for a while, then I'll say, okay, come on over, because I want to speak to everybody, but you only have so much time and so much effort. So, but it looks like these guys are on a path. They're playing a bunch of shows. They're coming out with releases. So
Well, we've had bands come on the show that were together for a while, and they're not now.
Yeah.
Sucks, but it happens.
Can't really ever dictate that or see that coming usually, but yeah. So, cool song. You ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, so this song was sent in by Sean Peters, who was on the show. He was a singer for Cavalcade, but he's also in this band called Wastelander. And I will say I listened to a little bit of Wastelander when we had him on the show because I was going through his catalog.
Yep.
But Sean has such a long catalog. I wasn't able to dictate that much time to all the music that he's put out, which I normally do. But when you have a solo artist that's got 7 projects and they all have 7 albums, it's very hard to
Busy
put all
man.
that.
Busy man.
Yeah. So this is actually a 3-piece, and this is called Atomic Black Rock and Roll. This is what they're calling it. So this is Wastelander from Lansing.
Okay.
And we're going to go with this song called Endless Survival.
Don't bother to resist. Next on the list, you can kiss the right fist. Let's set the stage for ultraviolet rays. Another rain, mutants ready to invade. Defective drones raining depth from the air. Plasma pulse from a satellite flare. Revoke your life, cashed out, null and void. Wicked warheads fully deployed. Rocket launcher, enemy chaser. Rub you out with a laser eraser. Gain of bolt extermination by plague. Master of a million graves. Thirsty factions rule the ruinous land. Liquidation is the final command. Priming guns give the devil's due. Berserker warriors bringing it to. Cut through the bone, cut through the wire. Force multiplier, hold your feet to the fire. Slice and dice, make the fire and ice. Hammer attack, well you better think twice. Join mercenaries, certain to slay. Unthinking hunters on the trail of the prey. Firefight in the middle of the night. Cannon corpses on the dog's early mine. Rocket launcher, enemy chaser. Rub you out with the laser eraser. Gain a bolt extermination by plague. Master of a million graves. The thirsty factions rule the ruinous land. Liquidation is the final command. Grinding guns give the devil his due. Berserker warriors bring it down.
All right. So, Wastelander. For me, This Endless Survival.
No, that's the release.
Is that the release?
So the track was maybe Rapid Death is what opened up for me. Is that what you had at the top?
Yeah, it's weird because the link that they send me just goes to this Dystopian Dog Records.
Yep.
Bandcamp, so it's hard to tell what actually just played. Oh yeah, Rapid Death is the name of the song. Is that what you just said, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so the release is Endless Survival. The song itself was Rapid Death by Wastelander. Like I said, I'm familiar with these guys. That's a great explanation of what they are. Atomic Black and Roll. They're kind of like a rock and roll with just a little edge to them.
Yeah. Almost
a 70s vibe at times to me. You know, I loved from 3 minutes on when they started getting a little in the murkiness of being melodic and kind of weird after the main part of the song was done. So I really enjoyed that. Vocals sounded really, to me, kind of sounded like the singer from Sadist.
I was thinking the same thing. That's crazy. Yeah, he nailed that.
Yeah, it sounded really like Sadist to me.
Yeah, I was deciding like whether or not to refer to them as thrash metal or not, because the music maybe not so much thrash, but yeah, that vocal was like hitting me like straight from those early Sadist albums. So that was cool that you picked up on that as well.
Yeah, I was like, I've heard this voice before, and I know what is it, you know. Drums are pretty cool, just pretty much straightforward, great, you know, backbeat right on the pocket with that. Cool little lead in there, a little lead at the end, you know. Bass, you could hear it thundering through the whole thing. I think he's just holding it down because it looks like he's doing some of the singing too.
Okay.
And then, you know, production was really good, nice and clean. You could hear everything well.
Yeah.
It did sound more like an old school kind of like rock and roll type production, but I thought that was good. I thought it fit the music perfectly.
Yeah.
And then songwriting, they kind of had their little callbacks. And, of course, the art's great because if Sean's doing anything art-related for you, you know it's going to be cool as hell. So I like the little weird-looking creature gas mask type thing because he's on his game about the art. These guys are very active, or I shouldn't say very active. I should say they are active. They just played in Chicago on the 5th of October. So they are out there gigging. And it looks like they played with Mortician and Cardiac Arrest and Incantation and shit. So
big hitters.
Yeah, so they played with some bands. And I remember when he was on the show, he said that they did have some shows coming up and they were starting to be a little more active with the Wastelander project. I remember him talking about that. So this must be one of those things where you can fit it in when you get the time.
Yeah.
And it's not priority. But yeah, what'd you think about that, man?
Pretty cool. I liked that they had like the up-tempo breakdown at the end of the song, where it was like that straight James Hetfield down picking, but it was still kind of a bit of a breakdown. That part really spoke to me. The Slayer, the solo almost reminded me of a little bit of a Slayer-esque kind of a solo. Yep. Just shredding on it all day. So that was pretty cool. Loved the vocals, and yeah, I could groove to it. Definitely something that if I was out, you know, and they're on the bill, I'd be like, yeah, I've heard these guys and I know them and I like them. So pretty cool stuff. Wastelander, Sean, you know, he's definitely in the scene everywhere, whether it's, you know, artwork or vocals or guitar. So I'm going to enjoy his work, just knowing that he's a good dude and, you know,
works his ass off.
Yeah, nice guy. He's just totally immersed in the artwork. So it just kind of makes it that much more enjoyable when you know the person that's doing the work. So I appreciate it. Good send in, good times, cool song. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to reach out to those guys, Matt War with Satan, that's all one word, at gmail.com. That's their Gmail that they have up. Make sure you go follow them, Wastelander, on all the streaming platforms. Won't be able to find them on Bandcamp, it looks like, unless you go to the Dystopian Dog Records. So if you want to go check out some of their catalog or whatever. But, yeah, thanks for the send-in, Wastelander. Appreciate that. I think Sean sent that in because he wanted us to check that out. So
that's cool.
Hell yeah.
Shout out.
All right. So moving on, this next band is Sozin. It says it's a progressive thrash metal band from Waterford, Michigan.
Okay.
It says, thanks for supporting local music. That's what their Facebook says when their little bio. That's all it says. And I just wrote as a note, I says, from the pics, it looks like a female-fronted 5-piece band.
Okay.
So as I'm looking up the, and if you, are you on the Notion?
Yeah, I am.
If you just click the title of the band, it will automatically go to a link, which is usually their Facebook or Bandcamp. So if you just click that, it should go to. so you don't have to type it in. I've already found their stuff because a few of these I've had to kind of dig to find.
Right.
Because they'll just send me a link to the music and none of their other socials, you know. So if I'm trying to look up information about them, I gotta sit there and do some digging. So
yeah.
But yeah. So like I said, I see from the picture, there's 5 people in the picture, female in the front singing. I looked at some of their other photos or whatever, just see what they are. Waterford Township, Michigan. And if you're ready, I'm ready, bro. You're ready to let it rip.
Making sure that I give these bands a follow from our social so that when it comes time to drop the episode, we are already linked up. I just got to get Wastelander real quick. All right, ready for the Sozin.
All right, here you go. This song is called Necromancer.
Just in time for the seasons.
All right, the Necromancer.
Yeah, some happy Halloween music there. I think I'm up, and first thing I'll speak to is some of that guitar work was really good. I mean, when they got into the meat of it at the toward the middle or end of the song, kind of started going off with like a lot of secondary guitar parts, solo even kind of like. But then there was more to it after that. They were just like rhythm and then like lead melody type. But yeah, I was really impressed with the guitar work as we were getting into that segment of the song. The vocals, obviously the clean female fronted vocals are pretty cool. That first one had me at King Diamond.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, this is the nut crusher, just squeezer.
She like matched that tone of that high like squeal whammy thing the guy did or whatever. I was like, damn.
And then they backed her up nicely, so there's a good like compliment in the backup vocals too, with the guys giving her a little bit of harmony there. So that was cool. Yeah, but like in the description, it's thrash metal. It's on the happy side of thrash, but most thrash can go either way. It just depends on the key you're going to play it in. But it felt like it with the beat and everything, and right in time for the season, like for Halloween. This is coming out after Halloween, no doubt. But right now we're in the thick of it, so it was pretty cool. I was grinning the whole time just thinking about it. So, what do you think, Jay? I know you had to dig some element of that.
So, it's weird. I'm torn. I would never listen to this.
Right.
It's too happy for me.
it's got
so
that
happy.
Iron Maiden thing going on.
It's like so happy.
Yeah.
With that being said, that's not a bad thing. It's just this isn't the kind of music I listen to, right?
Yeah.
But everything about this was excellent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the production was great. All like it just sounded very clean.
Yep.
The guitar playing was tight with the drum work.
Yeah.
The vocals were on point. I mean, this was professional all the way. I mean,
Yeah.
for what they're doing and just from being like Waterford, Michigan, I don't know where that's even at, to be honest. But
somewhere in the east side, I think.
Yeah. So great band. Vocals were awesome. The harmonies were awesome. The drums, like I said, were locked in nice and tight. To speak on the leads were interesting. They weren't too far out there where you didn't know what was going on. They had some, more on the, let's just say, maybe audible side of licks. They didn't go crazy outside of too many pentatonic or, minor scale or whatever. But super cool leads, like you said. And then when it transitioned after the lead and they kept kind of going when they broke it back down to that slower, almost down picked, but then you still tapping and doing something. That was really cool to add some musicality to it. The bass, you could tell when it came in, it filled out that low spot because for the first 17 seconds, it was just guitar and drums. So when that bass and vocal came in, it really made an impact. Songwriting was great. Necromancer, I'll be singing that to sleep tonight. And then the artwork looks pretty cool too. The little guy with the antlers and it's like a skeleton with antlers, and sword looks like a necromancer. So, it like I said, I won't listen to it.
Sure.
And that's just because I don't listen to that kind of music. It's not that it was excellent, like I said. So I want to get that across. That it's just too happy for me.
Well,
it's just very happy.
And I think as a sweeping statement at large, like we're gonna get all kinds of submissions.
Yep, exactly.
And like most people, we kind of have what we listen to, and then there's everything else. But when we're listening to a song, and especially if it like somebody's taking the time to make it sound good recording, they're good at their craft, we're going to speak to that too. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, that's garbage because I don't listen to that. That's not, and it's not garbage at all. Like I'm cool with it. Like the necromancer hook is like in my head. Like they planted a seed in there, necromancer. Yeah, I'm like doing that all day for the rest of the day. My family's gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
You're
I'm
gonna
like,
be playing that one riff from Fermented Plague and then singing that the rest.
It's gonna be a mashup. It's gonna be great. Wait, I'm gonna put both tracks in Reaper and I'm dissecting them
just to put them together.
Yeah, no, really good, really fun, and I appreciate it a lot. And especially when you can tell that somebody's really good at their craft, or everybody's come together to form a really cohesive band. So we appreciate that. It's fun. Put a smile on our face, Jay and I just love the music as it is. Might go home and run a mile to something heavier. I got some Fit for an Autopsy just dropped, so I might spin that later.
I gotta get on that.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. But we like a lot of different things here, and that was fun for us for sure. So
and that's why I had to put that out there. That it was absolutely excellent.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest and just say I wouldn't listen to it because
Sure.
it's just not my style. You know? But to say that if you liked like power metal thrash, in the happy key,
there it is.
That is for you because that's very good. So
and then
that's why I want to reiterate. Like I'm not trying to shit on it by saying I won't listen to it because I don't like everything. But I just
And they
It
moved.
was great work, man.
They moved out of that happy key into that like
The
the later section was a little
the
bit more minor
downtrodden
tone.
thing
Yeah,
was cool,
that was
but-
pretty cool too. So more of that, and then you'd have me like, oh wow, this
Yeah.
is something I got to
Yeah.
see live for sure, and I would enjoy them too, just to see those opera type vocals go off. Like let's see it happen live.
the pipes on her were great,
Yeah.
dude.
Really good singer,
Freaking awesome.
love it.
So, all right, make sure you go check out Sozin though if you're into that type of metal. Like
Yep.
it's very good, very well done. Progressive thrash metal band from Waterford, like I said.
Yeah, right.
Sozin official band at gmail.com. They also have a link tree/Sozin official.
Yep.
Go check them out. Go follow them. Go support them. Go
Yeah,
show them
so-
some love. We appreciate that.
They're out basically in the Detroit area.
Oh, okay.
So Auburn Hills, Pontiac, more specifically. So yeah, right there on the really way out there on the north west side of Detroit. So basically Auburn Hills, Rochester Hills area.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Here we go. We
Chugging
moving
along.
on. This band is called Mortal Disguise.
Skin suit. Just a little mortal disguise.
We got Rickard Allen Smith on guitars, Victor Mendez on guitars, Matt Preston on bass, Justin Longo on drums, War Grinder on vocals. These guys are thrash, black, death, progressive, and traditional metal from Hamtramck, Michigan. Hamtramck, I think that's how you say that. That's how they were saying it the other night.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so this is another YouTube link, so let me...
Yeah, that was great. That was really good.
Okay, so some feedback. Something tells me we're going to walk out of this room today and it's going to be like 1998, something outside. We're like, what the fuck just happened? We just literally went into a time warp. The last 4 bands all just had this very,
everything's got a feel from
it's an old school feel today.
Yep.
Got an old school episode of the reactions for you.
Maybe the only people that make music anymore are from the 90s.
Right, yeah.
Jeez.
So that song was called...
Ceremony of Resistance, I believe.
Yep. Ceremony of Resistance from Mortal Disguise. It looks like Abstract Dimensions is the title of the album.
Okay.
It was released on 9/14/2021. So maybe some new stuff coming around the bend for those guys at this time. It looks like they're playing with the homies Black Temple.
Okay.
And at the Sanctuary in Detroit on Friday, November 15th with Exploding Zombies and a few other bands. But as far as the song goes, man, vocal's pretty cool. Stayed in the thrash vein. That clean vocal at the end really took me by surprise. That's why I said we'll probably walk out to the 1990. There'll be a Pizza Hut and a Blockbuster out there when we go outside today.
Yeah.
Drum's pretty cool. I love the drum and riff. There was a part where they were playing a riff, and then they went into this fill where the double bass came in. It was like, and then the next time they did it, and it was more like a down pick, like a ding, 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 when the double bass was going. That was super cool. They did it a few times in there. Bass filled it in. I didn't really hear like a crazy amount of
it was in there.
Bass that stuck out or anything. Production was pretty good. I felt like it fit with the style of band that it was. Songwriting was good. You had the callbacks, a couple riffs that stuck in my head. Really, couple cool riffs. The guitar playing itself was really cool. You opened up with some melody on the guitar, a little whatever wanky kind of stuff, and then at the end you filled it out with a guitar solo. So you guys are playing some notes, playing the guitar. I do like the art. The art is super cool. It's kind of like some demon thing getting crucified on the cross. So all in all, really cool. Definitely, like I said, a late 90s, early 2000s thrash death kind of project or whatever. But nothing wrong with that. That's right in our wheelhouse. So we enjoy that.
So closer to my tastes for sure. Really appreciated it, especially right off rip. Immediately, you had me with like a really minor and simple chord progression with the lead guitar. I'm like, all day with that for me. And it wasn't like it wasn't like a crazy guitar solo. It was very melodic and well thought out, which I really appreciate. If you're gonna do lead work, I think I'm at a point where yes, I want you to be a great lead guitarist, but I also don't need you to like set the fretboard ablaze. I just kind of need it to be very well thought out in the melodic department, and they did a great job of that in the beginning and middle and end or whatever. So I really appreciated it. I was also, like you, very surprised when the clean vocal came in. I thought that was a nice twist, because I'm thinking, all right, we're doing like a thrash growl thing throughout the whole song, and then that just comes in out of nowhere. So that was really cool. So I appreciate everything. The bass was in there, just filling it out. I did notice it. It was definitely in the mix, so that's good. My only critique of this would be in the mix, where I felt the bass drum on the kit needed to be in the mix more. It wasn't very well defined. That was my only that was the only thing that I noticed about the recording that kind of caught me like, oh, we needed to fine tune that kick drum a little bit for the end of the day. But maybe next time they have a go at a recording, they'll already know that and they'll already be on top of that, because it just didn't cut like I needed it to. But I did hear it. It was in there. It just needed to be more defined. But a great song, really fun, and again, closer to my tastes. I know Ricard Allen Smith, he comments on our stuff quite a bit, so thank you, sir, for always being engaged with us on our platform. I appreciate you for that alone, and then the music on the song today, I appreciate you even more. So chef's kiss on that. Great song. Really enjoyed it.
Taken from the chef himself. If you want to book these guys, it's greatday574@gmail.com. I bet you didn't see that email coming from these guys. But.
Have a great day.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
It's like somebody's using their employment email or something.
Yeah. Just. It's not like tittyball69@yahoo.com. It's greatday574. Great day to have a great day.
Yep.
All right, cool. So we are moving through this. We got a couple more for you guys. And this one is called From the Grave, another YouTube link. So bear with me through the stumbling of ads and autoplay and whatever else.
Yeah.
So let me get this pulled up here.
Get my notion lined up from the grave. Says a Southern progressive metal origin.
So you think we got some Pantera stuff going on here?
I'm for it.
All right. No ad this time, so we're going to get right into it. This band from the grave, this song is called Take Up Snakes. All right, you ready?
Sure thing.
All right, man. It's all you, buddy.
Yeah, really cool. A lot of groove. Yeah, so I can see where they get that southern influence, and it looks like I was able to lurk that they're from about the area of San Marcos, Texas, according to some of their Facebook posts. So I think it's really cool that they found us all the way out from Texas. Thank you guys for the send-in. Love the riffage. He had some of that blues sound in the lead guitar, but the tom work was really cool for me. I really appreciated that. The riffs were really cool, and they had the structures, so they had the callbacks too, where they bounced back and forth before they got to the outro of the song. So that was really enjoyable. I could feel the influences, like the Down, or even, maybe some Pantera in there, but with the groove, because they kind of like capitalized on that when they were kings of metal for their time. But yeah, I love it. And the video was super cool. Yeah. You had the snake crawling through the skull. Yeah. So if you're on the YouTube and you're taking a chance on these guys, the video was really fun to watch. They had a lot of different visuals out there in the desert and otherwise. But yeah, I only got to about half of the video because I was lurking their social media the other half of the time. So, but I really appreciated everything about that. And then lastly, like the vocals were cool because you went from more of a fry vocal to a clean vocal again. So I'm always going to appreciate some variety, some diversity in my vocals, so that was really good as well. So yeah, I appreciate it. I like it. I would fuck with that. Make your way up to Michigan, party down.
Yeah, overall I enjoyed the song. It was pretty cool. It was kind of metal, Lamb-of-God-ish, Pantera-ish, that vein. Like
sure.
Metal. I don't know if you could call it metal core. Or I don't know, but
kind of almost that new wave. But yeah.
So vocals were pretty sweet to me. There was some fill bleeding through there, just with the clean vocal and the fry kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
Like just kind of the singing, like you said, some of that southern charms coming through the Pantera and Down. And I hate to say that, maybe it was the visual too with the snake and the whole Great Southern Trendkill snake on the front. You kind of just start relating these visuals and you start just assuming, and they're from the South, they're from Texas, so you're kind of like, you're automatically getting put in that basket, you know. So, but really cool song. I thought the production was good. I could hear the drums. Everything was good. You heard that bass when it came in to fill it out, whatever. Cool little lead work in there.
Yep.
Songwriting, like you said, was there, and the video was cool. I don't really know much about their art. I see a little bit here on their Facebook, but not able to judge what their art is all about. Looks like they're playing with I Hate God sometime here down in Texas, so that's pretty cool, opening them for those guys. It looks like they're pretty active in the show market down there in Texas, and they are making some moves. Pretty consistent on their posting too online too, so I always like to see that from bands. That means you're serious to me. All in all, great send in. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you for sending that from Texas.
Yeah, they stay active. They're on the socials. They're booking gigs. Maybe they'll tour.
So, cool band. All right.
Good stuff.
Next band, Order of the Dead. And you got Zach Barney Jr. on vocals. You got Joe Lianto Jr. on drums. John Malone Jr. on bass. Earl Treese Jr. on guitar. And Jody Roberts Jr. on guitar. So you have to be a junior to be in this band, apparently. You have to have a dad with the same name. Either that or you're not in Order of the Dead. They're Rochester, New York based. And they're blackened, thrashy, melodic death metal. And they sent me a Spotify link, so thank you for that. Now I have to probably log into Spotify to see it, but that's completely fine. At least I won't get some ad.
The Spotify link brought me to their EP Illusions.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And sometimes people just send links. So I guess we're just going to choose what song we want to listen to. So I'm just going to... Oh, no, it's... yeah. I'm just going to hit play.
So, yeah, they've got this first track is 2 minutes, 11 seconds. I'm almost concerned that at that short a length, it might just be like a 2 minute, 11 second intro.
We're just going to go right for Illusions then.
Yeah, let's go with the title of the EP since they felt so strongly about it. They named their EP after it.
Hocus Pocus.
There it is.
There it is.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, there it is. Funny thing is, still a little on the thrash-tastic side. There's a lot of thrash metal going on today on this episode. Still keeping it thrashy, you know. But definitely loved that. I really loved that. Drums super tight on that, man.
Yeah.
Like that double kick, and then when they're locked into that cool groove about almost 3 minutes in, where they kind of like that was cool as shit. I was like, man, that's really sweet.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's. And I'll let you speak more to it, but like that's like. I don't know what separates this from everything else you listen to. I think there's just like some anger in there. Like there's just some understanding of the emotion that I'm looking for in my metal that just came right out and just hit me right in the face immediately. I was just like, yes, that's it. The riffs were, there's a little bit more finesse on the riffs. I was loving this all day. I was like, this is right in my wheelhouse. Yes, I want more of this. So continue, Jay. What did you like about it?
Yeah, I thought the tones were good, production was good. Sounded like they had like some callbacks too, where this music could get kind of messy.
Yeah, it could.
The vocals were good, not a lot of crazy range, but a nice fry vocal and also audible.
Yep.
So you could kind of tell what they were saying.
Yep.
So it kind of fit in that thrash vein on the vocal almost. Like
for sure.
You're always kind of riding that line between the death metal vocal with the fry and then more of that thrashy where you can understand what's going
more
on,
audible.
but it kind of still got that rasp to it, you know. So as far as the art, I'm not going to say it's bad art, but if I clicked on this, I wouldn't know that I would get that kind of song out of it. Well, we'll just put it that way. It's not that it's bad art. It's actually kind of cool. I like it. But if I clicked on this, I would expect like maybe some punk rock or something, and not that. I'm just saying that's what the art looks like. You know what I mean? Like the art kind of looks cool or whatever. It's just, and then some of their other art is really badass. But all in all, super sweet. My only maybe critique would 10% less vocals.
Yeah, there was a lot going. There was a lot of lyrics.
There's a few things where you could have just backed off a little bit on the vocals, but I know me and vocals would be arm wrestling until the fucking day I die, buddy. So I don't. We'll be fighting over track time until the day I die.
Right.
But other than that, Order of the Dead, you guys fucking rule. Thanks for sending that in. That was a nice heavy chunk. That was something that we needed in our system. Not that the other bands weren't good or anything. I mean, especially Fermented Plague was really heavy or whatever, but this is just kind of more of our speed for sure. So if you want to speak a little more onto it, brother.
Yeah, I just wanted to say they are from Rochester, New York. So shout out to the entire city of Rochester, New York, and thanks for finding us. And I can't go without mentioning how awesome their bassist is. He's in the mix. And he's a machine. He's a monster on the bass. So John Malone, it looks like, was the name of the fellow. What a monster. Like, what a musician. When I'm going to hear a bassist like you, I have to shout you out specifically and say, great work, dude. Like, that's what I want. That's, you're all over that. You're in the mix and with the bass chords. And, yeah, I just love the tone. Everything about it was really heavy, really gritty. The great song, like, I had to interrupt Jay just to say how much I really appreciated this one on a personal level. Like the tastes are very akin to mine. I would, similar to Jay, not as much of the vocal like time taking up like all over the track, but I would want more fry, like even more death metal out of the vocalist. Gotcha. But also I gotta love the audibility, kind of more like Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, where now we're at a point where we can understand the words, especially if you spin it a few times and you know what to listen for. You're singing it back to them, so that's pretty cool with the disruption, turbulence, fragmented maladaptation. Excuse me. So you want that at some point, especially some bands are going to want to be able to hear the words, out of their singer and not just have like a muddy vocal over it that you can't discern anything. So I get that. For me, I just always kind of came up on that Jeff Walker, Chuck Schuldiner vocal, so I'm wanting to hear that with music that heavy at some point. Some part of it would be cool, but really great song. Really loved it. So the boys in Order of the Dead with Illusions, that was sweet.
Yep. Make sure you go follow those guys. They have a lot of stuff going on here, it looks like. But yeah, Order of the Dead 322 at Bandcamp. Make sure you follow those guys. Check them out. Looks like they're doing some stuff. So Rochester, New York.
Got some
cool.
Got some cool shirts
and shit. Yeah, I love those bass chords.
Yes,
and all that bass just action.
Yeah,
And what was cool though is like you heard it kind of clicking right back there, in the mix. But there was times where he really locked in with the drummer, and then there was times where he really locked in with the guitar. And I love when bassists can do that and they can realize that. So where I hold the rhythm down, we're playing some chords to make this part bigger. I'm gonna play some chords with your ass, And they just like, I just love bass chords anyway because they just sound badass. So
love it.
All right, cool, man.
Really good song.
So today we are gonna give you a bonus.
Yes.
Song. We usually only do 6. We keep it to 6, but we're going to roll the dice a little bit. We're going to throw this on a 7. And I don't know what to expect from this. The description was a little strange when the guy sent it to me, so we'll just see what happens. This might get cut all the way out of the fucking podcast, too, so who knows?
Yeah, there's no description in the...
So this is a YouTube link, or a Spotify link, so we'll see if this will actually let me play it this time, which is so weird that it didn't let me play their stuff.
Yeah, right.
So let me just find the song. The song is called Screen for a Shield by Nick Lang UK. This must be like a producer. It's only 2 minutes and 18, so let's check it out.
All right. The 808.
You are mate, run your mouth but you know you're fake. And you never say shit in the street cause you know that the truth is you get your ass beat. Little man with a screen for a shield, only words to wield with an ear concealed. It's kinda sad that you're in this space and just who you hate never tried to relate. Look at you now, head in the clouds, chatting shit daily, you're a fucking clown. Imagine if everyone everywhere suddenly turned it around, pointed a barrel at you, could you put yourself in their shoes? Put a troll in a bad mood, you're a sad dude with a bad attitude, maybe crude but fuck you. There's words built up inside of me. The hate you spread and the words you say. I do not see the world that you say. Another fucking coward behind the screen. I don't know what the fuck you're on, bruv, but it sounds like you need a hug. You're a racist, sexist, ageist, homophobe, bigoted prick who needs to unplug. Where did all this hatred come from? How did you end up this dumb? I wonder what went down in your life that turned you into the scum you become. But it's never too late if you wanna vacate and you wanna turn your back on the hate. And it's never too late if you wanna think straight and you wanna take back what you say. Little man with a screen for a shield, only words to wield with an ear concealed. It's kinda sad that you're in this space and just who you hate never tried to relate. There's words built up inside of me. The hate you spread and the words you say. I do not see the world that you say. Another fucking coward behind the screen. Nobody's listening, nobody's interested, nobody cares what you think about anything. Everyone wishes you put down your phone and just shut the fuck up. It's fucking enough. Nobody's listening, nobody's interested, nobody cares what you think about anything. Everyone wishes you put down your phone and just shut the fuck up. It's fucking enough. But you know you're fake. And you never say shit in the street cause you know that the truth is you get your ass beat. Little man with a screen for a shield, only words to wield with an ear concealed. It's kinda sad that you're in this space and just who you hate never tried to relate. There's words built up inside of me. The hate you spread and the words you say. I do not see the world that you say. Another fucking coward behind the screen.
All right. Yeah, pretty cool.
All right, bud. What do you think about it?
I liked it, actually. I'm usually a pretty tough sell on anything rap metal. I like one or the other.
Yeah.
But first things first, I can't deny the guitar skills were there. Like, really great guitar work there. Definitely Genty.
Yeah.
Locked in with the drums. Probably did the drum programming himself. Probably did the entire thing himself. But I enjoyed it, and I didn't think it was... Like, sometimes when you get into the genre splicing, you get into the weeds and it's jilted, or it's like one genre than the other, and they don't really go well together. But this was very cohesive, so I could actually enjoy it, even though I'm always going to be a really tough sell on the rap metal, period. Like, it's just going to be like, I'm almost like, can I allow myself to enjoy this? But I did. I thought it was really good, and I'm always a sucker for an English accent. I watch all the shows with my wife, and I'm just like, oh, pip pip cheerio. And I just fucking love it every time. So awesome. And the dude's name is Nick. So there you go, sir. Good work. I really liked it. A lot of cool things happening on your on your Spotify. So the artwork looks cool. Yeah, I like the artwork. Make sure I give you a follow here on the appropriate. Get off of here. Yeah, so I liked it. Jay, what do you think? I mean,
well, I'm going to say this right off rip. You know, dudes like this, like production guys, they got their shit together.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no offense to anybody else, but this was the best sounding thing all day. I mean, everything was there. It was thumping.
Yep.
That kick drum was slapping you. Look at that. Guitar was crispy and clean in your face. All the vocals were right there. Like, dude's production
had layers
on point, bro. Like,
a lot of melodic atmosphere layers in the background to fill out the sound.
Exactly. Dude's production's on point. Songwriting's pretty good. I mean, everything was, as far as the bass, it wasn't really no crazy bass, but it was like, I love the incorporation of the. See, I'm the same with you. I'm a hard sell on the rap metal.
Yeah.
Because it's not done very well, and it's only done very few times here and there. Like, you can really say it was done well.
Yeah.
I do like the mix, though, of like a Sleep Token where you're almost adding some of them hip-hop elements into the rap. And I'm sure there's a million other bands. That was just the first one that came to mind.
Yeah.
You know, but like a Beartooth or something where you're really adding that production in there and giving you some of that 808 and low end. I love that mix of stuff. But the rap metal is a hard sell. The riffs, leads, guitar tone, all that was great. I mean, the drum program was great. I did like the screaming vocals. The like rapping vocals, like it was just complete white dude, man. Like I get it, but like
the cadence went with like the gent riff, so
right. And it was good. It was just like now you're getting into also a territory I'm very familiar with, hip hop.
Yeah.
Because I separate the two hard, you know. I never. Everybody's like, "Why don't you mix them?" And like, it's just not how it works. It's one or the other.
Yeah.
But I'm an avid fan of the other hip hop. You know, like I know I don't talk a lot about that on the show, but I'm very familiar with wordplay, vocals, and all that. And just some of the rhymes. If you would have took that kind of to the next level, like his actual rhyming, this would have been like next level metal rap type stuff. But I just felt like some of the rhyme schemes, white, light, bright, like, you know what I mean? The single rhyme scheme, one word rhymes. That's like kind of my only critique. It just sounded a little amateur on the rhyming part of it.
Right.
But a lot of people like that, and it keeps it simple. So, you know, who am I to say or whatever? But at the end of the day, it was still a cool song. We're keeping this in. I wasn't sure what this was going to sound like. Like I said, when the guy kind of explained it to me, could have been a disaster. Because if there's a guy in his bedroom making music and they say this is what it is, this could have been a fucking train wreck, dude. This could have been something that would have never seen the light of day. But this guy has his shit together. So Nick Lang UK, go follow him. This guy knows what he's doing. Great production. Good song. Thanks for the send-in, dude, from the UK. We appreciate that. That's cool, man.
I love reaching halfway around the world anytime we can on these episodes. It's always just like a feather in my hat. Like somebody from another country has somehow discovered us. That's wild to me.
It's cool as hell, man.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I definitely dig the gent metal vibes.
Yeah.
It's good.
So, all right. Well, with that being said, anything else you want to say about this episode, brother?
No, good send-ins. Thanks to everybody that did take the time to find us and send it in, and we appreciate that. And, give us a like and a follow back so we can continue to plug you. As you get more new music, share it with us, and we'll spin more new stuff from you when you got it.
Yeah, besides that last track, Nick and I are about to jet out of here. We're going to rent a Nintendo game from Blockbuster as soon as we leave this episode.
Pizza from the hut.
All right, man. Good episode. Appreciate you, brother. Much love. Keep it metal.
All right.
Peace. Thank you so much for checking out the episode. Be sure to hit that like button and give us a share.
Yeah, and if you enjoyed our podcast today, please give it a rating on your streaming service to help us gain some exposure.
And if you really enjoyed the show, please give us a follow or hit that subscribe button and come hang out with us every week. And remember, keep it metal.